Midnight over water, the moon begins to sigh. Ripples hold the secret of the tears I couldn't cry. The night is softly calling, a voice I used to know echoes in the silence where all the lost feelings go. And I drift through the dark, through the blue, searching for a way back to you. On the water, where the quiet hearts gather, I let my memories wander. Midnight over water. Shadows on the shoreline, they move like fading dreams. Your name is in the starlight, it trembles on the breeze. I reach into the stillness, but nothing takes my hand. Only distant whispers of a place we used to stand. And I drift through the dark, through the blue, searching for a way back to you. On the water, where the quiet hearts gather, I let my memories wander. Midnight over water. If the tide could carry heartache, if the wind could let me breathe, I'd sail into tomorrow and leave this night in peace. But the waves keep pulling gently, saying everything's the same. Only I'm the one still holding on to whispers of your name. So I drift through the dark, through the blue, still remembering the light in you. On the water, where the lonely hearts shatter, I let my sorrow scatter. Midnight over water. is holding still, a silence wide and cold. The stars are fading slowly, like stories left untold. I trace the shape of heartache across the restless air, a quiet sky above me, but tears are falling somewhere. So I breathe and let the darkness know my name. I believe even sorrow has its flame in the sky, where the hidden feelings lie. I see my heart reflected in the tears of the quiet sky. The wind carries your memory, a whisper soft and clear. It floats across the shadows like something still so near. I'm reaching through the distance, but emptiness replies. Only gentle echoes from the tears in the quiet sky. So I breathe and let the darkness know my name. I believe even sorrow has its flame in the sky, where the hidden feelings lie. I see my heart reflected in the tears of the quiet sky. If the night could heal the aching, if the dawn could dry my eyes, I'd wait until tomorrow for the light to rise. But the stars keep softly trembling, as if they feel it too. The quiet sky is crying every time I think of you. So I breathe, let the darkness know my name. I believe there's a fire in the pain in the sky, where lonely moments fly. I let my sorrow scatter with the tears in the quiet sky. Underneath the quiet waters, I hear echoes of my name. Every memory that followed still returns the same. I'm walking through the shadows where our dreams used to start. Now I'm drifting with the currents in the waves of an empty heart. And the tide keeps pulling me farther away inside. I'm losing the colors of yesterday. In the dark, where all the broken moments part, I'm learning how to breathe through the wave of an empty heart. Voice is like a whisper, carried by the sea. A piece of what we lost still reaches out to me. I touch the faded twilight, but everything falls apart. The ocean keeps on holding what's left inside my heart. And the tide keeps pulling me farther away. And the tide keeps pulling me farther away inside. I'm losing the colors of yesterday. In the dark, where all the broken moments spark, I'm learning how to breathe through the wave of an empty heart. To the water like it understands the pain. Every ripple knows a story, every tear becomes a rain. I've been searching for the meaning in the nights we fell apart. Now I'm swimming through the silence with the pieces of my heart. I've been trying not to break, but the memories pull me under like a ship without a compass, caught in someone else's thunder. But I rise with every wave, even when I fall apart. 'Cause healing isn't easy in the waves of an empty heart. Walk through faded echoes where shadows used to shine. The past is on the water, still tracing over time. Your voice inside the silence is a ghost that won't let go. Lost memories are drifting in the places we used to know. And I fall into the moments we forgot. Through it all, I keep searching for what's not. Every thought is a wave that's turning soft. Lost memories are drifting, but I'm the one getting lost. I watch the old reflections move slowly through the night. They shimmer like the truth, too painful to rewrite. The wind repeats your laughter, a fragment torn apart. Lost memories keep drifting through the quiet of my heart. fall into the moments we forgot. Through it all, I keep searching for what's not. Every thought is a wave that's turning soft. Lost memories are drifting, but I'm the one getting lost. Chasing after echoes that were never really mine, trying to hold the pieces of a past I left behind. Every memory's a picture that's been washed by the rain, and every faded corner brings a different kind of pain. I've been reading all the stories written in your quiet eyes, but the chapters fell apart somewhere between the truth and lies. Still I carry every moment, even ones I should forget, cause the heart remembers things that the mind still regrets. Lost memories drifting like a fog across my mind. But maybe healing's just the courage to leave some things behind. Is falling softly on the windows of my past. Each drop a quiet memory of a love that couldn't last. The streetlights blur and silver like the shadows of your face. I breathe you in the darkness, but the world feels out of place. Your name drifts on the water as the night begins to breathe. I reach into the silence for the part you had to leave. The echo of your heartbeat still trembles in my chest. I'm learning how to lose you, but my soul won't let me rest. Every step I take tonight feels heavy with the pain, but somewhere in the quiet I hear the truth in every rain. So I stand with a soul in the rain, trying to wash away the ache, trying to let go of your name. But it falls like the tears I couldn't explain, and I'm lost in the echoes again, with a soul in the rain. I walk beneath the thunder where our memories once grew. The storm inside my heartbeat still remembers loving you. Your laughter haunts the distance like a ghost that won't let go. It lingers in the raindrops, in the puddles on the road. The city hums its lullaby, a song of letting go. I follow every melody to places I used to know, but every street I wander down still whispers your embrace. I try to find forgiveness, but I only find your trace. Every moment floods my mind, every shadow calls your name, and all the pieces of my heart keep breaking just the same. So I stand with a soul in the rain, trying to wash away the ache, trying to let go of your name. But it falls like the tears I couldn't explain, and I'm lost in the echoes again, with a soul in the rain. If the rain could heal the memories, if the night could hold the truth, maybe I could finally breathe without the ghost of you. But the storm keeps getting louder, and my heart stays just the same, still searching for the sunlight through the shadows of this rain. I've been talking to the raindrops like they understand the pain. They fall just like the memories that circle through my brain. I'm walking through the quiet with the storm inside my chest, trying to find the pieces of myself I lost in stress. You left without a warning, like the calm before the storm, and now I'm learning how to live in a world without your warmth. But healing isn't linear, it's a war inside the soul. You patch apart together just to break another hole. I'm standing in the rainfall, where the truth begins to show. You cannot run the heartache if you never let it go. So I let the water take it, every memory, every pain. Little by little, I'm rebuilding my soul in the rain. My soul in the I wander through the hours where your laughter used to be. The sunlight fades to amber on the edges of my grief. Your shadow lingers softly in the corners of my mind, a memory that whispers of a life I left behind. The photographs are fading, but the feelings never do. I hold them like a secret that the world outgrew. The echoes of your presence still tremble in my chest, a symphony of moments I could never quite forget. Time keeps moving forward, but my heart stays in place, still looking for tomorrow in the memory of your face. And I hear the echoes of yesterday calling through the quiet, in a voice that drifts away. And I feel everything you couldn't stay, still alive inside the shadow of the echoes of yesterday. The night repeats our stories in the language of the moon. Your name becomes a rhythm in a long forgotten tune. I follow every whisper like a thread of silver. things we lost that night. I stand inside the silence where your heartbeat used to rest. The truth is gentle breaking, but I hold it in my chest. Though time has tried to heal me, some wounds refuse to fade. Your memory is a compass in the dark I've wandered made. I'm learning how to let go, but the past won't let me be. Every step into tomorrow still echoes you and me. And I hear the echoes of yesterday calling through the quiet in a voice that drifts away. And I feel everything you couldn't stay, still alive inside the shadows of the echoes of yesterday. If time could rewrite endings, if pain could learn to heal, maybe I could stand again on something real. But the echoes keep returning like a soft and broken song, a melody that haunts me when the nights grow long. I've been walking through the memories, trying not to lose my way, but every step I take reminds me of the things we didn't say. I'm tracing all the moments like a map across my heart, but every road I follow only leads me where we start. I'm searching for the meaning in the pain we couldn't share, trying to stitch together pieces of the love still in the air. But healing isn't simple, it's a journey through the night, and sometimes you must break to find the pieces that feel right. The echoes of yesterday keep calling out my name, like a quiet gentle reminder that I'll never be the same. But I'll carry what you gave me in the corners of my soul, because letting go of love doesn't mean you lose it whole. I watch the fading sunlight slip slowly down the walls, the colors turning quiet as the evening softly falls. Your voice is in the echoes, the warmth I used to know. Now shadows paint the memories I'm learning to let go. The guitar hums the heartache, each note a broken grace. The marimba rings like teardrops falling gently into space. I reach for fading feelings as they drift beyond my sight, a story left unwritten in the colors of the night. I'm holding on to moments that the daylight takes away, but somewhere in the silence I can hear you when I pray. And we fade like a dream that slips away too soon. We stay in the shadows of a silver moon, but time has a way of drawing lines, and I'm learning how to breathe through these fading lights and signs. Gentle rhythm becomes the pulse of what we lost, a heartbeat made of memories that came with too much cost. Your reflection in the sunset still lingers in the air. I reach into the distance, but nothing's truly there. The sky grows dim and hazy like the truth we couldn't speak. We tried to hold forever, but forever sprung a leak. Our story stays unwritten in the space we couldn't fill. Fading feelings drifting where the world stands still. I'm walking through the shadows of a love that wouldn't stay, but somehow in the quiet I still hope you'll find your way. And we fade like a dream that slips away too soon. We stay in the shadows of a silver moon, but time has a way of drawing lines, and I'm learning how to breathe through these fading lights and suns. If love was made of sunlight, then heartbreak is the dusk, a slow and gentle ending to a promise built on trust. But even in the darkness, there's a glow that stays behind, a whisper of the moments we carried in our mind. I've been walking through the twilight, trying hard to understand how something golden turned to shadow, slipping right out of my hands. I replay the conversations that we buried in the past, but every word just a reminder of the things that couldn't last. I keep tracing all the outlines of the love we couldn't hold, every echo, every memory, every story left untold. But growing isn't easy when your heart is full of scars, and healing takes you places you don't reach by chasing stars. So I breathe into the moment, let the fading light remain. 'Cause even broken feelings teach the soul how to sustain. Underneath the blue moon's whisper, I can feel the night exhale. Every breath becomes a memory of a love that couldn't stay. The shadows stretch like ribbons across a sky of silver light. A quiet pulse of longing echoes softly through the night. The guitar strums the distance between what's lost and what remains. The marimba taps like raindrops falling gently on the pain. I walk along the silence where your voice once knew my name, a fragile constellation that the wind cannot reclaim. I'm learning how to navigate a world that's rearranged, but even as I move ahead, the moonlight feels unchanged. 'Cause I'm breathing with the blue moon overhead, where the dreams we built still glow in faintest thread. And I'm reaching for the truth we left behind in the stillness of the night, where our hearts once aligned. The marimba marks the seconds of a moment standing still. The universe grows quiet as the sky bends to my will. I whisper to the emptiness the words we left unsaid, a tender broken promise still humming in my head. Your silhouette is drifting on the edges of my thought, a distant kind of comfort from the battles we both fought. The moon reflects the questions we never learned to solve. A frozen piece of starlight where the two of us revolve. I feel your fading presence in the breath of every sigh. But even when the night moves on, it keeps your shadow close nearby. 'Cause I'm breathing with the blue moon overhead, where the dreams we built still glow in faintest thread. And I'm reaching for the truth we left behind in the stillness of the night, where our hearts once aligned. The night becomes a canvas for the memories I keep, a tapestry of moments woven softly in my sleep. And even though the moonlight fades into the break of day, the echo of your heartbeat never truly slips away. Yeah. Yeah. Blue moon breathing while I'm walking through the void, trying to understand the feelings that we built and then destroyed. I've been digging through the moments like they're treasures from the past, but the more I try to hold them is the faster that they pass. I can hear your voice in echoes every time the night is still, like a whisper in the shadows that my heartbeat wants to feel. But the healing's in the distance, in the steps I haven't taken. Gotta learn to lose the memories without feeling like they're taken. So I breathe with the moonlight, let the darkness guide me home. Even broken hearts find rhythm when they're standing all alone. The smaller rainbow whispers like a memory in the rain. This fragile little rhythm softly calling out your name. I follow every echo through the quiet of the dark, a fragile kind of longing in the shadows of my heart. Your silhouette is fading through the spaces of my mind. I search the empty corners for the pieces left behind. The guitar hums the silence as the night begins to start. Every note a tender fracture in the shadows of my heart. I breathe the broken moments that the daylight hid away. But when the darkness settles, all the truth begins to stay. 'Cause I'm falling into the quiet where our loved ones live. I'm calling for the pieces neither one could give. shadows of my heart. The small marimba lingers like a promise left unheard, a melody of questions hidden deep beneath the words. Your laughter paints the distance in a shade I can't forget, a moment frozen softly in a frame of sad regret. The guitar begins to tremble with the stories left untold, a harmony of longing wrapped in autumn's fading gold. The night becomes a mirror where the truth and sorrow start, reflections of your memory in the shadows of my heart. I'm learning how to navigate a world without your touch, but healing feels like walking through a silence far too much. 'Cause I'm falling into the quiet where our love once lived, and I'm calling for the pieces neither one could give. And I'm drifting through the memories torn apart, trying to find myself again in the shadows of my heart. If time could mend the fractures of the feelings we outgrew, I gather all the pieces and rebuild a world with you. But love is made of longing and the courage to depart, and all that's left is breathing in the shadows of my
Yeah, I've been walking through the darkness trying not to lose my way, but every shadow holds a memory that never seems to fade. I trace the outline of your absence in the corners of my chest, where the silence hits the hardest when I'm trying to do my best. I've been searching for the closure that the past could never give, trying to learn the art of feeling in the life I have to live. But the echoes keep returning like a voice I can't escape, a reminder of the moments that forever couldn't shape. Still I rise inside the quiet, keep on learning where to start, 'cause even broken souls find meaning in the shadows of the heart. 'Cause I'm falling into the quiet where our love once lived. I'm calling for the pieces neither one could give, and I'm drifting through the memories torn apart, trying to find myself again in the shadows of my heart. The small marimba trembles like a whisper in the dark, a fragile sound that echoes in the corners of my heart. It's 2 a.m. and quiet, but my thoughts still call your name. A conversation faded in a world that's not the same.
The guitar breathes beside me like a ghost I never claimed, strumming memories and moments we were too afraid to name. The shadows stretch like questions that the morning can't defend. Silent calls keep ringing in the place we call the end. The night reveals the stories that the daylight hides away, and every thought grows louder when the world has gone astray. So I listen to the silent calls at 2 a.m., to the echoes of the love that we lost but can't condemn. And I'm drifting in the places where we were, trying to understand the silence left behind by you and her. Your name becomes a rhythm in the stillness of the room. The marimba's gentle tapping feels like footsteps in the gloom. I trace the empty spaces where your warmth refused to stay, a map of broken feelings that won't ever fade away. Yeah, the guitar spreads its sorrow through the fabric of the night, painting shadows with the pieces of the things we couldn't write. I whisper to the darkness as the echoes come and go. Silent calls remind me of the love I couldn't show. The truth is in the quiet, in the ache we left behind, in the things we never answered when our hearts were misaligned. So I listen to the silent calls at 2 a.m., to the echoes of the love that we lost but can't condemn. And I'm drifting in the places where we were, trying to understand the silence left behind by you and her. Colors mine would glow a midnight blue, a quiet shade of longing, still remembering you. But healing isn't quiet when the past won't let you be. Silent calls keep pulling from the depths of memory. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. again, and I'm just staring at the ceiling, trying to make sense of all these thoughts that I'm still feeling. The silence hits the hardest when the world is fast asleep, and the memories you left behind are cutting way too deep. I'm scrolling through the moments like a movie in my mind, looking for the peace that I still haven't learned to find. I rehearsed the conversations that we never got to finish, the promises we made that the distance had to diminish. But here I am still breathing in the quiet of the night, trying to answer silent calls from the parts I couldn't write.
The small marimba shivers in a quiet, gentle tone, like thoughts I never speak aloud when I'm sitting all alone. The night wraps around my heartbeat with a calm I can't resist. A fragile kind of sadness lives where my thoughts rest.
The guitar joins the moment with a whisper made of pain, strumming slowly like it's counting. Every tear I can't explain. I wander through the memories that my mind refuses to dismiss, searching in the silence
for the place my thoughts rest. I breathe into the darkness when my doubts still intertwine, but somehow in the stillness I can almost call them mine. And I fall into the quiet of my aching mind, where the pieces of the past still remain but stay confined. And I drift through the echoes I suppress, trying to find a place of peace where my thoughts can finally rest. The marimba taps like footprints on a path I used to take, leading back to old emotions I've been trying not to wake. The guitar hums a memory of a love I can't address, a story still unwritten where my thoughts begin to rest. Your shadow moves in silence like a ripple on the air, a presence carved in moonlight though you're no longer there. I let the night embrace me as the truth drips from my chest. You're still a quiet chapter where my thoughts refuse to rest. I'm learning how to navigate the wounds I left behind, but healing takes its time inside the corners of the mind. And I fall into the quiet of my aching mind, where the pieces of the past still remain but stay confined. And I drift through the echoes I suppress, trying to find a place of peace where my thoughts can finally rest. If comfort had a language, it would speak in whispered tones, in gentle notes of marimba, filling empty spaces grown. And though the night is heavy with the weight of all I've guessed, I'm learning life gets softer where my thoughts find room to rest. Yeah, I've been walking through my memories like they're pages in a book, trying hard to understand the pieces that the past still took. I sit alone at midnight when the world has gone to sleep, digging through the layers of the secrets that I keep. Every thought becomes a whisper when the night is closing in, and I'm fighting with the silence just to feel myself again. But peace is not a place, it's a journey in the chest, a slow and quiet rising where my thoughts can learn to rest. I'm trying to let the sorrow fade like colors in the dawn, standing stronger in the shadows, 'cause I know I'm moving on. The small marimba taps the silence with a rhythm slow and frail, a fragile kind of music, like a letter lost in mail. The night leans in to listen to the stories I recall, the pain, the truth, the breaking on the night I learned to fall. The guitar begins its trembling like a heart unsure to beat, strumming quiet through the shadows, filling cracks beneath my feet. I walk through fading moments where the tears began to crawl. The night we said forever was the night I learned to fall. I tasted all the silence that your absence left behind, a bitter note of sorrow still lingering in my mind. And I broke in the
as the promises we whispered fell apart in losing sleep. But I rose through the wreckage of it all, finding who I had to be. On the night I learned to fall, 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 on the night I learned to fall. The marimba marks the memories like soft footsteps in the rain, a cadence for the heartache carved in moments we'd explain. I try to chase forgiveness through the damage and the dust, but falling showed the fractures in the things we built on trust. The guitar breathes through darkness with a tenderness so raw, tracing shadows of the future I was too afraid to draw. Your ghost still lingers softly through the echoes in the hall, a whisper from the moment of the night I learned to fall. And though the aching lingers in a way I can't define, there's beauty in the breaking of a heart that once was mine. And I broke in the quiet where the truth cut deep, as the promises we whispered fell apart in losing sleep. But I rose through the wreckage of it all, finding who I had to be. On the night I learned to fall, 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 on the night I learned to fall. Yeah. If falling is a lesson, then I learned it in your arms, when loving turned to hurting and we both ignored alarms. But even through the heartbreak comes a strength I can't recall. I'm grateful for the courage from the night I learned to fall. Yeah. Falling taught me lessons that the sunlight never could, like how breaking into pieces isn't always something bad. It's the moment you discover what you're truly made of inside, and the cracks become the roadmap for the tears you used to hide. I used to fear the darkness cause it held too much of you, but now I see the shadows as a place to start anew. So I rise from every moment where I thought I'd lose it all, finding strength inside the breaking of the nights I learned to fall. On the night I learned to fall, on the night I learned to fall, on the night I learned to fall. The small marimba trembles softly, like a voice too faint to hear, a fragile echo calling from a world I held so dear. The moon hangs like a memory in a sky that lost its hue. Every star feels incomplete in this moonlight without you. The guitar begins its whisper, breathing sorrow through the night, a trail of fading silver painted under pale moonlight. I walk between the shadows where our laughter once rang true, but the silence feels much heavier in the moonlight without you. I trace the broken moments where your presence used to be, finding pieces of my heart in the ruins quietly. So I drift in the glow of what we couldn't save, like a ship that keeps on sailing through a memory made way. And I breathe through the ache I can't undo, trying not to drown tonight in the moonlight without you. The marimba taps like teardrops on a window made of time, each note a tender reminder of a love no longer mine. I follow fading echoes to the past we never knew, 1,000 little heartbeats still beating without you. Yeah. Your voice becomes the distance, a horizon out of reach, a story left unfinished in the spaces we don't speak. The guitar strums the longing that the night keeps shining through, a world that feels unfinished in the moonlight without you. I whisper to the quiet just to hear my own reply, but all I hear is heartbreak echo back into the sky. So I drift in the glow of what we couldn't say, like a ship that keeps on sailing through a memory made way. And I breathe through the ache I can't undo, trying not to drown tonight in the moonlight without you. Hey, 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 yeah. If the moon could hold the sorrow of the nights I cried your name, it would dim beneath the memories that still burn like gentle flame. But even in the darkness, I feel something breaking through, a quiet, fragile courage in this moonlight without you. I've been talking to the moonlight like it understands the pain, walking circles through the memories like they're carved into my brain. Every step remind me softly of the love I couldn't keep. Every breath becomes a battle between the wounds that cut too deep. I've been learning to let go, but the nights don't make it easy. Your echo in the shadows still returns to try and seize me. But healing isn't silence, it's a truth I'm pushing through, finding strength inside the darkness of this moonlight without you. This small marimba taps the silence with a rhythm slow and frail. a fragile kind of music, like a letter lost in mail. The night leans in to listen to the stories I recall, the pain, the truth, the breaking, on the night I learned to fall. The guitar begins its trembling, like a heart unsure to beat, strumming quiet through the shadows, feeling cracks beneath my feet. I walk through fading moments where the tears began to crawl. The night we said forever was the night I learned to fall. I tasted all the silence that your absence left behind, a bitter note of sorrow still lingering in my mind. And I broke in the quiet where the truth cut deep, as the promises we whispered fell apart in losing sleep. But I rose through the wreckage of it all, finding who I had to be on the night I learned to fall. The marimba marks the memories like soft footsteps in the rain, a cadence for the heartache carved in moments we'd explain. I try to chase forgiveness through the damage and the dust, but fall and show the fractures in the things we built on trust. The guitar breathes through darkness with a tenderness so raw, tracing shadows of the future I was too afraid to draw. Your ghost still lingers softly through the echoes in the hall, a whisper from the moment of the night I learned to fall. And though the aching lingers in a way I can't define, there's beauty in the breaking of a heart that once was mine. And I broke in the quiet where the truth cut deep, as the promises we whispered fell apart in losing sleep. But I rose through the wreckage of it all, finding who I had to be on the night I learned to fall. If falling is a lesson, then I learned it in your arms, when loving turned to hurting and we both ignored alarms. But even through the heartbreak comes a strength I can't recall. I'm grateful for the courage from the night I learned to fall, yeah. Falling taught me lessons that the sunlight never could, like how breaking into pieces isn't always something bad. It's the moment you discover what you're truly made of inside, and the cracks become a roadmap for the tears you used to hide. I used to fear the darkness, cause it held too much of you, but now I see the shadows as a place to start anew. So I rise from every moment where I thought I'd lose it all, finding strength inside the breaking of the nights I learned to fall. The small marimba whispers like a key to something lost, unlocking doors to memories still aching from the cause. I step inside the silence where your shadow lingers still, a place my heart forgot but my soul remembers still. The guitar strums faint nostalgia like a portrait come alive, pulling me through pages of the years we once survived. I touch the broken edges of the dreams we never got, a world we left unfinished in a place my heart forgot. The truth is like a river running quiet through my chest, carving through the moments that my mind refused to rest. And I walk through the ruins of a love long past, through the hopes we painted softly that were never built to last. And I breathe through the lessons time has taught, finding peace in letting go of a place my heart forgot. The marimba taps like teardrops falling down from memory's sky, each note a frozen moment of a truth I can't deny. Your laughter lives in corners where the world has turned to dust, a piece of who I used to be, still buried in the rust. The guitar hums forgiveness to the wounds I never named, soft melodies of healing through the parts of me still shame. I finally faced the wreckage of the battles I once fought, to free the lost emotion in a place my heart forgot. There's comfort in the quiet of the things we leave behind, a softness in the sadness of the scars we choose to bind. And I walk through the ruins of a love long past, through the hopes we painted softly that were never built to last. And I breathe through the lessons time has taught, finding peace in letting go of a place my heart forgot. If memory had seasons, yours would linger as the fall, a sunset fading slowly past the lines upon the wall. But letting go is freedom when the past no longer rides. I leave a final whisper in the place my heart forgot. Yeah. I've been digging through the corners of the mind I used to hide, trying to understand the parts of me I left unsatisfied. But every broken memory is a lesson in disguise, a doorway to the healing that the pain would crystallize. I've learned to let the shadows fade like stories on a page, to free myself from heartache and escape the quiet cage. I walk away from sorrow, from the battles time has fought, leaving one last goodbye in the place my heart forgot. The small marimba flickers like a candle in the air, a fragile little heartbeat in a world beyond repair. Your name drifts through the stillness like a wave I never knew, a distant quiet longing in the breath of fading blue. The guitar hums its sadness like a shoreline split in two, tracing silhouettes of moments that I shared alone with you. The sky begins to shimmer with the colors we outgrew, lost whispers of forever in the breath of distant blue. I close my eyes to listen to the meaning left behind, a tapestry of heartache woven gently through my mind. And I float to claim. Through the echoes of a love that the wind refused to name. And I breathe through the sorrow breaking through, letting go with every sigh, in the breath of distant blue. The marimba glows like moonlight on a memory out of reach, a poem left unfinished in the lessons hearts can teach. The guitar breaks the silence with a tenderness so true, a melody of mourning for the breath of distant blue. Your shadow moves like water through the corners of my past, a ripple in the heart space of a love we couldn't last. The night becomes a mirror where the truth reflects anew, a fractured world of beauty in the breath of distant blue. I feel the weight of longing in the quiet of the soul, but even shattered pieces help the heart regain control. And I float through the remnants of a dream we used to claim, through the echoes of a love that the wind refused to name. And I breathe through the sorrow breaking through, letting go with every sigh, in the breath of distant blue. If distance has a heartbeat, it would echo soft and slow, a rhythm made of stardust from the days of long ago. And though the sky grows colder when the memories drift through, I'm learning to find meaning in the breath of distant blue. Yeah, I've been traveling through the spaces where your memory fades in light, where the shadows meet the starlight in the corners of the night. I'm chasing every heartbeat of the things we couldn't do, trying to understand the silence in the breath of distant blue. Every tear becomes an ocean, every thought becomes a wave. Healing is the compass through the storms we couldn't brave. I breathe into the sorrow till the pain begins anew, finding strength inside the